Okay, so here I am doing a little warm up, and there's really not much to say here except for that I was focusing on getting my highest releve, and not much was happening with my core, but just getting a touch warmed up. Okay, so this is always a good time, just picking up your bar and flipping it around so you can see yourself from the side. So I do have mirrors both in front of me and to the side, and I'm just kind of marking the next combination that I'm gonna get here and working on my port de bras. One thing that I always try to do is use my full port de bras even when I'm marking. That's something that I have been taught. It's been hammered into my mind a couple summers ago by Misty, and I have incorporated that into my training, and I think that really has helped me to improve quite a bit. So here we go into our plies. So a couple things right from the get-go as I see them. I noticed this when I watched it the first time, right here. Whoa, just looking straight down at the ground. I don't think that is a very good way to go. I also want to see this improve to be able to stretch all the way down, and I usually use the weight of my head to get in that stretch, but I must have been confused about the combination. So again here, the coordination of my hand and my head is not ideal. So like right here at the bottom of my grand plie, bam, I do not like that at all. So I'm gonna adjust that in my dancing and make sure that my chin stays up. I also don't know why, so I follow the hand here, but I didn't follow it on the first port de bras, and that's not ideal. Another thing here, I think the weight is good. It's distributed between both legs, but in general, because of the way that my neck is shaped, I want to see more of my shoulders down and back. I think that would help the line quite a bit. One thing I just saw there as I tendued back from 4th to 5th, my knee did not stretch all of the way. And down again, it's a little bit better, but I'm not loving that line. And then this here was me being tired. That's not much of a back port de bras, so I'd like to see that improve as well. And here I could see a little bit more strength in the core. Again, this was at 11 o'clock at night, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break in that it was a long week and I was pretty tired. But kudos for getting into the studio, eh? All right, second side is starting almost right away. This is fine. Again, just dropping the chin too much on the grand plie. And then here, I start to lay it out more. I took an extra plie, that was my own choice. I want to see that flexibility improve. And then right here, I just feel like I'm not holding my core, like I am maybe gripping it instead of pulling it in, and I want to see that improve as well. Oh gosh, really looking down there. So that stood out to me. I'm going to make that a change. I need to follow that hand, which is working out better on this side. And 4th. So right there, that's like my knee is bending in those transitions. And I feel like because of the way that my legs are shaped, it would be best if that were not the case. Working on flexibility.
Stretch it all out. Give your head a shake if you want to. Roll up.
It's good. I think as you develop and grow into an advanced dancer, just something that I've thought about in my own training is it's just so much more successful when you think about the warm-up as a warm-up for your body and not just an exercise. So what I mean by that is sometimes you just go through the motions in ballet, especially because it's classical, it's consistent, it's predictable. But like, I don't know, at some point you've got to get your body ready. So just do what you need to make it work that day. That's what I think. All right. Now right here, I just feel like I really could use some rotation in my upper thighs into that seat. So if I could just get that tummy in, I think that would really help.
Massage the floor with your feet. Long like
All right, here we go with tendus. Gotta love the exercises where you flex because it feels so weird, but it really does help to find the maximum turnout. And I really liked this combination. These are from some YouTube classes I was taking online. And I was super thinking about stretching my back knee because it's like the worst. I'm not very good at doing that. I also was going for the porta bra because I'm in my basement and nobody would see me except for I made a tape of this. Now you might see it, but that's cool. All right, so going from the back there, it's always tricky because you don't have eyes in the back of your head. It's really important that you actually engage your seat and pull your lower back to be longer in order to put everything back in place. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with what's happening here. The plie is really helping to warm up. I'm trying to use my head and arms, and that's working out. Oh, but right there, you saw my stomach. It kind of went out, and then I engaged it, porta bra forward. I'd love to see that get closer. Those things take time. And then right here, okay, so this video is super helpful, and I teach this all the time. You don't do that with your head, what I just did there, where you porta bra back. I needed to turn my head to the side and look into my arm, but for some reason I went just straight back. First of all, it's dangerous for your neck, and second of all, it looks horrible. So make sure, future Hannah, that you don't do that. So that's something I'm gonna change. And I'll just go ahead and say here, because this is not gonna be that exciting or different on this side, that this has been such an eye-opening tool that I never used the first time around when I was training. Two things: the fact that every variation and so many amazing teachers are online, and then the second, so you have access to that, all right? And then second of all, recording yourself, as painful as it is to watch, you catch everything. So things you just cannot catch in the mirror and that maybe would be odd otherwise. Here, when you record it, it's like you can see it plain as day. So something that I highly recommend for anyone who is training or even working on any type of art. I mean, take pictures of it, take video of it, and the video doesn't lie. So take it for what it is, but it's tricky. So right here on this side, for sure, I can just tell. I think, again, I'm maybe tired, or if I see it in other videos, I'll know it's just something I have to change. But I need to lengthen my lower back and get my stomach muscles engaged right here. Oh my goodness. So this porta bra, I'm usually able to do better on that side. And then right here, why am I doing it like that? Okay, so something I'm going to fix that I would totally correct on my students, and I'm going to correct on myself. But solid balance, so positive note there.
Fifth finish. Okay.
Okay, so this is fun because I already know, because I've watched this before, that my memory starts to fail me. Which leg? So let's talk about memory for a minute, because it's something that I have had to work on and strategize around, because for whatever reason my brain is out of memory. It's probably because it's a little overloaded from the 50 million other things that I do. So what I have learned to try to remember stuff here are my tips. 1, get more than 7 hours of sleep a night if you can. Anytime that I get close to 4 or 5 hours of sleep, it's like my brain is absolutely worthless. Another thing, you may not be able to choose what time of day you have class, but I find myself better off if I can take class early in the morning or later at night, but the afternoon classes are the hardest for me. So if you do have a time of day you know your brain works better and you have control over your schedule, maybe plan your classes for then. I've got some more tips, but I'm not going to give you everything in one night, okay?
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Brush 6 in.
So something here that I am feeling like is in a good place is the element of accents. So accents is how you are attacking or how you are finishing and how that's interacting with the music, and then also what your muscles are doing. So if you were supposed to finish out, that feels different and you use different muscles than if you were finishing in. And different music requires different accents, and then also if your teacher has something in mind for your training, that would also affect that. So if you've got a petit allegro coming up that requires a lot of super quick movement, the accents might be finishing in because you need to be ready to go to the next movement quickly. So this is something that I've been focusing on improving because it really matters for petit allegro, which is another area that is not my top area. So anyhow, okay, adjusting per second side. Another trick you can see right here is not as good on this side. So I actually have one leg that is about an inch longer than the other. So I have a huge advantage in fifth position on one side and a disadvantage on fifth position on the other side. So especially on the left side, my knee likes to bend a little bit more when I close into that fifth position. You can't see my feet well in this video for its position, so I'm going to fix that for the next video, just angle it down a bit because the footwork is super important and I want to see what's going on down there. Cloche is also something that is tricky. To go through that first position and to do it in the same effort as far as the attack and accent is the trick. So that's something that I feel like I'm gonna be working to improve. And a lot of times as the combinations progress, they get trickier. So you think more about what is happening in the combination and you don't have as much brain power for technique. So